keep the recording going now. So welcome everybody. So what we're going to be talking about today is one e-commerce platform, which is Shopify. There are quite a few e-commerce platforms, but Shopify is a very, well, once you get your head around it, quite an easy one to start with. It integrates very, very well with Instagram, which is one of the reasons why I had set up quite a few of my businesses on Shopify. And then I went off purely to sell on Amazon. And so over the past couple of years, I have set up quite a few different Shopify stores with drop shipping and with my own products as well. But predominantly now, because most of my products are digital products, I have opened my own marketing school, and that's on Teachable. So a completely different e-learning site. So if you do have any questions, just pop them in the chat box. I'll keep this open for as long as you want me to. Like I said in the ad, I was meant to be teaching at a Chamber of Commerce thing all day today. So my calendar is free. So today is a really, really good day to hit me up because I don't have my normal back-to-back Zoom meetings and coaching clients. So it's a really, really good day to do that. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to share my screen. So you're going to be seeing everything as I do it. I hope I'm not going to speak too quickly. It is recorded. So what I'll do afterwards is I will set it up on my YouTube channel, and then I will send out a link to everybody. So you can just go through that and see, you know, the bits and pieces if you've missed something. Okay, so I'm just going to share my screen with you now. Alrighty. So previous to this, all I did was I went through and I can show you. Easy. A great thing, and why I wanted to share this with you at the moment is, one, because I desperately want you to keep your businesses going. Lots of my clients, their businesses have stopped, and I do believe that if you have stock in your business, even if you're a hairdresser, most people have stock. They have their suppliers. They have shampoo still there that they offer to their clients. You know, even if you're a beautician, you still have, most beauticians still have product that they can actually put onto this. So currently Shopify is offering free 90 days with your Shopify shop. And hopefully 90 days is a really good chance for us to see if our e-commerce platform works, or if your e-commerce platform works. And hopefully in 90 days, we can open up our shops, and you can either choose to keep your Shopify shop, or you can just choose not to continue with it. So all you need to do is set up your email address. And I always say to my clients, you know, start how you intend to finish. So this isn't your private email address. This is your business email address. This is just a you know, an avenue of your business. It's like setting up a Facebook page, you know, business Facebook page. You want it to be a business one, nothing about your personal stuff. Once you pop in your email address, I've already set one up this morning. So once you've popped that in, it will just go through and it will just ask you, you know, where you are and your address, that kind of thing. If you choose not to have your address on there, if you're working from home like I do, it doesn't need to show. So don't stress too much about that kind of stuff. Okay. And then after you've gone through all of those bits and pieces, you end up with I'm just going to move us out of the way. You end up with a page that looks like this. Okay, I do suggest popping in your ABN number because, as I said, you need to start as you intend to finish. Now, I'm just on the home page. This is one of the things that is going to take you the longest to do is to add your product. So popping in your product, popping in your title of your product, popping in your description of your product. Very, very important at this time to make your description as though somebody is walking into your shop and they can smell it, they can taste it, they can feel it. You're giving them the benefits of your product, not so much the features of your product. If you've got if you've got a clothing shop and you're sort of saying, oh, it's a t-shirt, big deal. Tell us what it's made from. Tell us it's bamboo. Tell us it's free flowing. Tell us it suits everybody. Tell us it sits well on every shape and form. Tell us so much about the product. Again, very important at this time because we can't touch and feel our product at the moment. So spend a fair bit of time on your description in here. Add your file. So again, product photos are very, very important here. We need to try and put in our optimum photos in here so that our customers are seeing it very, very well. So very good lighting. Not much background at the back of it so that, trying not to make your photo look too distracting and too messy. We really need what's called a hero image. And so you'll see on big e-commerce platforms that the hero image has a completely white background and it just has a beautiful photo of the actual product. And so that's very, very important. And I understand that we want to get our product, on as quickly as possible. So a really silly technique that I found is going into your bathtub. Obviously cleaning your bathtub to start with, but there's your white background. So and it's really light in bathrooms a lot of the time. And so that's actually a really good place to do they call it a layout. They call it flat lay. They call it a flat lay. And so popping your product in the bath and then over the top, taking your photo like that. And, iPhones, smartphones are amazing quality photos. When I first started doing this, geez, my photos were disgusting. But if you can possibly get proper photos, great, absolutely great. But if you need to get your stuff out, doing that in the bath is a really, really good way. You look like a complete dickhead, but a lot of the online back end stuff does make us look like a dickhead, so that's okay. Remember, if you don't know me, I'm a social media coach. Remember to take a photo of you looking like a dickhead and putting it on your stories, because then people are actually starting to see the process of what you're doing, and then you are actually starting to get people excited that you're going online. So it's like a pre-launch website story, and people love seeing behind the scenes of that kind of thing. Right, so pricing, pop in your pricing, compare your pricing. Some people do say pop in a sale price, and then make sure, I don't know. I just did a huge e-commerce course, training, massive. It's taking me ages. And he said, always have stuff on sale. Always have it. So you've got the price and then you've got the sale price. I don't know. This is from the lead. This is from Ezra Firestone. So if you know his training, just, oh my God. But that's what he says is best practice in an e-commerce site currently. It's up to you. Okay, charge tax on this product. We'll go into tax soon. So if you wanted to have GST inclusive on your product, you can take that out. Okay, if you've got a SKU number, if you've got a barcode number, and you want to track the quantity of that, how many are available. This is a physical product. pop on your weights, just get your kitchen scales, chuck it on. Just, you know, don't go, oh my gosh, how am I going to figure that out? Just get your weight, get your kitchen scales out. Okay, Sarah, raise your hand. Yep, I will get you in 1 second, Sarah. Okay, so current country of origin, people know, especially these days, where it's coming from. Now, when we get to this search engine listing preview, this is SEO. If you don't know about SEO, don't worry about this at all. If you do know about search engine optimization, SEO, edit this so that you have the most amount of keywords in there without doing your keyword stuffing, and so that it makes sense. This preview will be in a Google search, not on your website. So this SEO is actually a really, really good thing to do if you know how to do your SEO. Okay, so I just had someone raising their hand. How do I get back to you? Not there. Chat for. Okay, do you suggest video of the product? I'm not even sure if you can put a video in there. I suggest video of the product in any other situation. Video gets through the Facebook algorithms better than anything else at all. But I think in this you can only put in a actual picture of the product. Okay, so once you've got your product out there and you actually, you know, you're on the roll of doing your product photography, make a video of it anyway, because then you can use that video on all of your social medias, and it will, like I said, it will get through the algorithm better than anything else. Okay, so how do you get the 90 days free? On the website, it still says 14 days free. I just signed up. Try to refresh your browser, Marita, because the 90 days free started a little while ago. So if you've already tried to set it up, it might be using a setup that you've already tried before. So try refreshing your browser, and then you might even have to try it with using a different email address. Okay, so Sarah says, how do we add sizing in different items? Great, fantastic question. Variants. This product has multiple options like different colors. So that's an option. Okay, do you see how I did that? So with variants, click the box, option 1, and you can choose to have, you know, whichever one you want, whatever you like, and then choose another option, and then you've got color, and yeah, pop in there all the different options that you've got. Okay, so yes, you do have a chance to change all of your options there. All right, that will be, I'm just checking that. How do we add sizing in different items? Oh, did I read that already? Okay. So, what was I going to say? Okay, so yeah, I think we've covered the product. So it's just rinse and repeat then. You also want to, if you have, oh, sorry, I didn't get into this. I should have. I'm just trying to move us out of the way. There we go. Okay, so over here, you will have a chance to set your Instagram up and connect it to this. So you do want to manage that and make sure this product, sorry, I'm pointing, you can't see me, this product here is actually available on your Instagram store. That actually takes a little while to get approved. So the quicker you set that up, the better. And I'm assuming that 100 million people are trying to make a website at the moment, an e-commerce website around the world. So everything's just going to take a little bit longer. Okay, so in your product type, if it's a branded product, you can pop in there. You'll start making collections. And so if you've got different variants of your product, you can start putting them into collections so people aren't all over the place trying to find what they want. These tags are quite useful as well, again, for your search engine optimization. So everyone will be online trying to find things now. And so your tags are thinking about what they are searching for and putting it in there. So I'll show you how to put in a tag. Say add tag, and then one will come up. And then you can, you put in another one and another one will come up. So just thinking, if you are a person who is going to be buying your product, what would they be searching for online? Would they be searching for vintage? Would they be searching for cotton? Would they be searching for summer? And then you can take those tags off if they're not useful for you. Alrighty, moving on. So that's one of the most time-consuming parts of setting all of this up, is adding in your products. And then, so I'll just go back to home. This is the first page that you'll see. So you'll be adding in a product, and then I'll just click on, where should I go to next? Okay, so customizing a theme. So we want to customize our theme. So this is what our e-commerce website is going to look like. This is Debut is the basic one, which it works very, very well. You'll have your own pictures on there anyway, so it will work very well, and you can add in your logos and you can add in a heap of stuff into that. But if you have the time and you want to have a look around, you can explore the different themes that you would like. The themes are just layouts. They're just different ways of laying out a website. So you can just have a look at them and sort of say, okay, that looks okay. I would like to have all my bits down the side, and then I would like to have those across, or I like just having big product photography, and then having all the tags. No, not the tags. The menu in the middle. It's entirely up to you. You just choose what you would like, remembering that your pictures are going to be in here, not these ones. So thinking about what product you have, and then thinking about how your product is going to look best in those themes. And then you can start, so we can preview that, but then you'll go in and you'll start customizing. So I just clicked on customize then. Okay, so you can see it's automatically populated the business that I put in when I first started doing this. We have our header, which is this one up here. We have our image with the text overlay, which is this. And to change it, we click this picture, this grey picture here. We select an image and we can put that behind there. So you can select an image that is from, sorry, I need more coffee. You can select an image that is, you can upload your own product image, or you can get a free image from here. Okay, so I'm a tech business. That puppy dog's pretty freaking cute. Do you see how easy that was? I clicked on it, I clicked add to it, and it's populated it straight away, right? Now this alignment, where do we want the text? Do we want it at the top? Do we want it in the middle? Or do we want it oh no, this isn't, sorry, this is the image. Okay, and then we can edit it, we can remove it. If you again want to be very, very SEO optimized. Okay, so let me backtrack a little bit. Google can't see pictures. Google can only see words. So most people search through Google, and then Google will say, okay, they're searching for this. If you have alt text behind your images, you'll get an extra chance for your, and this is a great SEO technique, is to more people to see your stuff. These words aren't seen with your picture. This is just for Google to see what your picture is about. You don't need to tell Google what your picture is actually about. So if I was setting this up properly, I would say someone might be searching for marketing, or someone might be searching for, how to set up a Shopify site. I wouldn't put in cute dog on computer. I hope that makes sense. I'd put in what somebody is going to be searching for. That makes sense? Okay. So this is all about the picture, and then we start getting down to the heading. Okay, so click on heading, and then you would click on I don't know, what am I doing? How to set up Shopify. Do you see how it changed here? How to set up Shopify. And then in this part, I would tell my slogan. I'd set up my slogan, okay, which is actually, I help Australian small businesses with their social media. So then we can have buttons if we want to. So the button can link to our shop. So you might like your button to say shop now, and then you can click it and it can link to your products. Okay, lucky I'm recording this. All right, so we've got our shop now button, we've got our CTA button, which is really, really important for our customers to access incredibly easy. Don't make your customers run around trying to find where they can shop from you. Make it incredibly easy, and give them lots and lots of these CTA buttons, because someone might just go onto the top and not flick through, so they want it on the top. Someone might be a reader and they do flick through and they read everything that you do. They need your CTA button at the end, because you don't want them to have to go all the way back up the top to then click on your cart button. Okay, so we really need that those call to action buttons in amongst all of our stuff all the time. Just while I'm here, so I don't forget, when up here we have our desktop view. Shopify is fantastic for being mobile optimized, and you don't have to fluff around with it. I make a lot of Wix websites, and they need fluffing around when you need to mobile optimize them, but Shopify is one of the best ones. So up here, this is a desktop view. Across, if you go across this little rectangle one, that's what it's going to look like on mobile. Okay, so it's so easy to be mobile optimized. You don't need to fluff around like you do on lots of other pages. And you do want to make sure that it does look good on mobile, because 80% of people are on mobiles at the moment. Hardly anybody shops on an actual desktop anymore. So you really need to make sure it looks really good. Okay. Okay, so that is this part. Now we're getting down to, so this is just your homepage. So like I said, I've just finished an e-commerce best practice training, and he said put as much as you can on your homepage. because people really want to see everything about it, but it also gives you more of a chance to put in your keywords for search engine optimization to try and rank in Google higher than anybody else. So, and again, these images, really, really important. Your product images go here. Your face goes here. Who behind the scenes? Who is the face behind the brand? Why do you care about your brand? Why do you care about what you do? Why would people want to sell from you, want to buy from you? What's your unique selling proposition? So why do you stand out more than anybody else, and why would people want to buy from you? And here, we don't need to get too personal, but here is a really good place to tell your story. Not necessarily putting in here, this is me, because, you know, you sort of think, well, I want to know more about the product, not so much you, but then saying, this is why the product has been created. So, you know, we don't need to know what colour your knickers are. We need to know why you decided to make those knickers. Okay. So we just need to really think about what our clients, what our customers want to know about our product. Okay. So popping in an image with these free images, I actually don't suggest using them very often because they're stock images and the other people are using them on their Shopify sites. And you don't actually want to have what everybody else has got, because that completely negates your unique selling, what's the word? You know, place. Yeah, that's not the word. Anyway, you know what I mean. So it negates you being unique. And that's why people want to buy from you, because you are you and you're so passionate about your product and why you stand behind your product. So really try and get as many really good quality photos as you can of your product. And if you've got a product, like if you're a hairdresser and if you're selling shampoos and stuff like that, use the product photography that the company has used and paid for already, because you're just reselling their stuff. You can use their photos. Just make sure that it doesn't have other people's logos on it. Okay, so like I said, you can use these pictures if you really, really want to, but it's a stock photo and it might be seen on other people's Shopify shops. Okay, now get off my bandwagon. Okay, so popping in an image there, and then again changing the header. Do you see how that changed there? Telling people what it is, telling people why it's awesome. Why it's awesome, what's great about it, feels beautiful, makes your hair smell amazing. You know, your husband will come up to you and go, oh, you've got your soft hair, it's gorgeous. You know, tell them the benefits, not so much the features. You know, with shampoo, yeah, it's yellow, big friggin' deal. Tell them how it smells, how it feels, how it makes your clients feel. You can have here again a call to action button. You wouldn't call it a call to action button, you'd call it a shop now. Tell people what you want, and then that links back to your products. Okay, products. Then you've got your CTA straight there. Really, really, really easy for your customers to buy. Really, really easy. And then rinse and repeat. More video, more image, add a title, add a tagline, and just keep going with that. Like I said, this is one of the most time consuming, is setting up your products. When we go down into this, if you hate this area, and you don't actually want it there, do you see how this little eye is here? Click on it and it will hide the whole entire bar. If you don't like it, don't have it there. If you love it, unhide it. Okay. If you want to move this area to a different part, you can move it up and down like that. So you don't need to, in some websites, I know with Wix you need to make another banner, but with Shopify you can just move these banners around to suit you. Alrighty-o. Theme settings. Very important with your branding. If you have very, very specific colors in your branding, I suggest going in and changing these things so that you so that it suits your brand. And then and if you don't know, I'll show you what you need. If you don't know this number here, there is a way, it's in my members group, I'll have to find it for you. There is a way of hovering over, say, your logo and finding this color here. So you can just type it in and it's exactly the same as your as your logo, as your branding, as your Facebook page, as everything, because you really want to try and make it very, very consistent across all of your platforms, because that is the, an optimal way of building trust in our customers. So if they're coming from Facebook and you say, I've made this website and it looks completely different from anything else that you've ever done, they're going to say, is this yours? Whose is this? This might be just some random person. I don't actually want to buy off this person, but it doesn't look like theirs at all. So now I'm confused, and confused customers don't buy. So really try and set up your colors and your branding exactly the same across all of it. I hope that makes sense. Your typography is just your font. So again, if you have a particular font in your, if you have a particular font in all of your website, or sorry, all of your other places that you are, especially on your logos and stuff like that, and on your product brand, if you create your own products, just come in here and try and find one that suits you. If you have thinking about your target market and thinking about if they are on a tablet or on a mobile, if you have a target market that can't read fine, fancy print, make it as clear as you possibly can. If your target market is, over 45, over 40, and over, that makes me feel really old, and possibly need glasses to look at finer print, don't make it fancy. Make it really, really easy for your target market to look at. So that's your typography. With your search, this is your social media. So in here, if you have a Twitter account, if you have a Facebook account, if you have a Pinterest, chuck in the whole entire URL. So with the HTTPS, :// to get that, go onto your page and then click in, not in Facebook, sorry, go onto your page in Facebook, but then go up to the search bar right at the top and copy that. Try not to copy anything else from Facebook, because you need the whole entire link, the whole entire URL in there. Now, if you aren't on Twitter, unclick. If you're not on Pinterest, unclick it. Okay, so you don't want to send people places that have dodgy links. That just doesn't make you look very professional. So again, if you're on Tumblr, Snapchat, YouTube, Vimeo, you can link to all of these via Shopify, which is again one of the things that I really like. in that situation. Okay. So favicon, add to cart notification, and checkout. So you can go through those and have a look and just make sure you go through all of them, and you can add in all your bits and pieces and link everything properly. Ask somebody else to see whether it does link properly once you've set up your website. Very, very important to get other eyes on it, perhaps usually on a different platform. So if you've set it up on desktop, ask somebody to check it on their mobile phone. Okay, and then if somebody else has an iPhone, ask somebody else to check it out on an Android tablet, so that you're really making sure all of the links work beautifully on smartphones and Android. Oh, do I want to leave the site? Yeah, I do. Okay, so we are going back. So I did all of that in customized themes. Okay, so that's just where I started doing that, just to let you know and double check. Now, where can we go? Let's go back to home. So we've added our product, we've customized our theme. You can add a domain if you want to with your 90-day trial. I don't suggest doing that as yet. This is where your orders will be. So start managing your orders. I haven't selected a plan yet because I'm just doing this as a to show you what's going on. But you need to start, how you need to select a plan to let Shopify know what you're going to do after the 90 days finishes. And you can stop it before the 90 days finishes. Okay, so across to the left-hand side again, we've got our products. And this is how you can keep adding in your product. Helena and I found this the other day. I was helping the gorgeous Helena from Soils and Bunbury set up her shop. And this is a CSV file. I haven't tried this, but if you have a shop set up already and you have an accounting system like, well, we tried it with MyOb yesterday, but it didn't work. But if you have a system that you can download a CSV file, you can try and put it in there. I don't know how it works with the images though. So if you try that, please let me know, because I'm assuming that you need to continue adding in the images. That will just populate all the products. But if you just have a few products, just keep adding in products, just like we talked about at the beginning. Okay, eventually you'll start getting customers. Eventually you can start having a look at your analytics. With your marketing, you can go through this and you can have a really good look at how to set things up. And just it's going through it with what you have. So if you have a Facebook and if you have a Google Analytics and if you have a Facebook Pixel, that kind of thing. So trying to set it up with what you have there already. With discounts, you can start looking at that once you've set everything up with your products. Now, this apps store, some people call these apps that come in widgets or plugins. So these things are called 3 different things. They're called apps that we can put on. They're called apps in the Shopify shop. They're called widgets and plugins in WordPress and other e-commerce platforms. And so some of these apps are very, very useful to have as an add-in to your shop, especially at the moment, because we want our customers to be able to contact us as much as they possibly can. So you can have a look through these apps and you can see which one is going to be really good for you. You might want a messaging app, but I actually think just going to come up. A phone app is a really good thing to add at the moment. So a call to action button. So this is free. You can add in this call to action button and you can ask people to ring you And this is great to have on your website because it allows people to just click on the little icon, which will be a phone, and it will ring you directly from their mobile, so that they don't have to fluff around trying to find your phone number if they've got any questions. So just making it, like I said, really easy for our customers to get to us. In these apps, you can make incredible things. You know, you can have those little pop-ups at the bottom saying, this person just bought this and this person just bought that. You might have seen it on other websites. So there's heaps of stuff to add in on this. Please don't get lost in here. There is a lot of apps that you can put on. The main thing to do currently in our situation is get your product photos done and upload them onto this and get your site live. Because once your site is live, you can keep going back in and fiddling around with it. Perfect isn't what we're planning on doing right now. Perfect is a time when we have a lot of time to fluff around. We don't have a lot of time to fluff around when we're doing this at the moment. We really need to get our products online and to our customers, because our customers still need things and they still need to know that we as a business are able to support them in another way. So this is you stepping up and leading and showing your customers that you really care about their custom, because once all this rubbish is finished, they'll remember that. They'll remember that you are stepping up and you're stepping out of your comfort zone to help them at home. Jeez, I'm ranting, aren't I? Sorry, I should get off my high horse and I should get back in my spot. I really care about you guys doing this. I hope you can see how passionate I am about, you know, you guys continuing your businesses. Right, I'm just trying to move this out of the way so we can keep going. Okay, dokes. Now, we've got apps, which is down here. Okay, so let's get into our online store. So like I said, you can change the theme, and there's lots of stuff that you can do in there to change the theme. You can start doing blog posts if you are a writer. I suggest the only reason that you are going to be doing blog posts is to entertain, to inspire, and to educate your customers. Write short blog posts and write them with your keywords in them so that they can be search engine optimized. But you may completely disagree with me, and that's absolutely fine. This isn't a priority right now. Getting your products on is a priority right now. If you have a product that does need a lot of education around it, it should be in your description of your product. It should be right there. If you are selling a product that takes putting together and it needs instructions on how to put it together, put it in the description, but you can also put it in a blog post. So that then you've got your customers have a chance to say, oh, geez, that's confusing. And then you can say, no, it's not. I'll share with you how unconfusing it is. And you can teach them how to do that. Okay, so that's your blog posts. With your pages, you can add pages to this. So at the moment, we've got a home page and we've got a product page. If you want to add a different page, just click add page, write in the title, whatever you want it to be. And then again, you can optimize it through your SEO to be optimized for a Google search. Now, settings is one of the most important places that you need to go to. I'm going to move my screen over a little bit. Okay, so settings. You need to go through all of these to make sure that they are correct. okay, especially with, metric system. You need to make sure that it is absolutely correct with all of it. This needs to be really important. You don't want to be charging people in American dollars at the moment. Gee whiz. Okay, so that's your settings. So the way I got into this is to go down to settings at the bottom and then come across to all of this. You need to set up your payment providers. So Shopify takes payments for you. So you can set it up with taking payments through any of these payment gateways, or you can set it up through PayPal as well if you've already got a PayPal account connected. If you don't have a PayPal account connected, it's very easy to set it up, but it takes a couple of days because PayPal pops 2 different very small payments into your account to check that it is actually working. So it does take a couple of days to set it up. I do suggest giving people a variety of ways to pay. So you could set it up through Shopify payments, or you could set it up through PayPal. And I think you can actually add Stripe as well if you do have, so choose an alternative payment. You can also add in a manual payment where it's a cash on delivery, but I don't suggest taking cash in this day and age. I do suggest setting up some form of online payment. Okay, entirely up to you and how your business works. This all needs to be set up before you go live. All of these things and settings need to be set up before you go live. So your checkout, going through all of that kind of stuff, making sure that people are filling in things that they need to. Don't make them fill in things that they don't need to. It's a waste of your customers' time. And, they might get distracted by one of their kids that they're homeschooling and they might not come back. So just make it really, really easy for your customer. Form options require last name only. I do actually like the first name, but if you don't need it, you don't need it. Don't make them do it. Usually with a lot of these forms, they populate themselves anyway. But just keep in the back of your mind, making it very, very simple for your customer. Shipping, taxes, location, notifications, files. You'll be setting up your files in your products anyway. But like I said before, you might have some video demonstrations on how to set things up. So you might need to pop in some files in there. Sales channels. So this is setting up. Facebook Shop, Instagram, eBay, buy button, Messenger, unavailable Amazon. That'll be right, because they're probably against each other massively. Okay, so setting up all those bits and pieces so that you are connected to all your different sales platforms, your eBay, your Facebook and Instagram. Okay, plans and permissions. Store languages, billing, have a look through there. You want to be paid, make sure that that's set up beautifully. Now, legal is actually very important that you go here. It's illegal to have a website without a privacy policy. So we need to set up these legal forms. Thank goodness for us, Shopify has templates. But you do need to go through your template and see if it is relevant to you. Okay, so if you're not selling DVDs and CDs and VHS tapes, jeepers. Anyway, I guess it could be a retro shop. Take out the stuff that isn't relevant to you. This refund policy is very important at the moment because people are buying things that they haven't touched and they haven't felt. You want to make sure that you are sort of protecting yourself with any refunds, and you're just not going to get your stock back that has been used and you can't resell. It's privacy policy, an absolute must. Okay, again, have a look through. delete the things that aren't useful for you, have a look at the things that are useful for you. It's so good that they've set these up and we don't need to. Terms of service, again, take, go through it. There's a bit of legal jargon then in there. Go through it. Just make sure that it's exactly the same. Now, this shipping policy is really important as well, because if you are local, you can probably pop around and give it to them in their post box. So you social distancing, you don't need to be near them. But if you are sending things interstate, now is a very uncertain time on how many trucks and things can get through, and what freight is doing. So you might really want to think about your shipping policy in here and think about how your stock is getting to people, and broaden your mind as well, because you're going online now. If you're a local and you're only used to selling to local people, you are now global on Shopify. You're not local, you're global. You'll be selling to your local people because that's who you're going to be telling that you have a website now, but you are also accessible online. And so that shipping policy needs to be very clear about your handling time and your processing time. Because if you don't have a chance to get out of the house to the post office to actually get it to your people, that needs to be not stated personally, but that needs to be stated that shipping time, posted handling time could be an extended period of time. And due to the circumstances at the moment, we will keep you informed on the shipping of your, product, and saying something like, in the global situation, sometimes our shipping is out of our hands because it might actually be stuck somewhere on a truck that can't get through a border. So being mindful, careful, ethical with your words, empathetic, understanding, but also covering your legal bum in this, and your ethical bum, and your, customer service, to say that you're doing everything you possibly can, but understand that the customers, as you probably are as well, are dealing with higher levels of anxiety at the moment, and just being very mindful that you might get customers that need a little bit more grace and a little bit more hand holding, especially if they're not used to buying online. Okay, I feel like I really am getting on my bandwagon. All right, so that's legal, that's your settings. I think I've just about covered the basics of Shopify, I think. Okay, I'm going to stop sharing my screen. And I'm going to, if anyone wants to unmute yourself, you are very, very welcome to. I am just going through and having a look at some of these, what's it called? Some of these questions. So, okay, is it possible to add Shopify to an existing website? For example, is it compatible with Wix or Squarespace? Also, okay, so I'll just answer one question. Oh, that's from you, Sarah. Okay, so is it possible to add? No, that's good. So add Shopify to an existing website. The way that I have been saying to people recently, if you've already got a website that's set up, that doesn't have an e-commerce function on it, if you know how to add a button. So have you got a Wix website?
I have nothing currently. I'm just square one today.
Yep. Okay. All right. So in answer to that, I know with Wix, I'm not sure about Squarespace, but it should be exactly the same. You can create a button, and you can set that button to link to a URL. And so if you already have a shop and if you already have a website and there's no e-commerce part of it, I suggest to people to create a button on there that will take people to your Shopify shop. So setting up the Shopify shop and then making it live, and then getting the URL that isn't your particular one, getting it so that it is, the URL that I can find, that anyone else can find, a public URL, a link, and then putting that into the link behind your, in your Wix or in your other shop, so that link goes directly to your Shopify shop. Does that make sense?
That makes sense, yeah. I'm just wondering, sorry everyone else, do you think that, like, is that what you would recommend for me doing fashion and accessories, to actually have a Wix as the face, or do you think Shopify is fine on its own?
Shopify is absolutely fine on its own. You'd be paying 2 domains, and you'd be paying 2 monthly fees.
Yeah.
You'd be paying.
So basically, you think I can get a nice aesthetic via Shopify and then just link it straight to my Instagram?
You really can. Right at the moment, I'd be getting your products on as quick as possible, and then fluffing around with the aesthetics of what it looks like, because you are amazing with your colours and your aesthetics. Don't let it stop you from clicking
it up.
go live, because you can go back in and you can fluff around with it once it's live.
Okay, cool.
That makes
Thank
sense?
you.
Yeah, because I know that you can create the most beautiful site on Shopify, but I do know that it can take a little while to find a really nice layout, customize it really well, make it look like it's not a Shopify shop even. But don't let that stop you in the current situation.
Okay, one more question and then that's it from me, everyone. I didn't quite see, sorry, I didn't quite see in the payment methods whether it had the Afterpay or the Zip Pay options as well as PayPal. Did you?
It does have PayPal. I don't know about Zip Pay and Afterpay. I'm pretty sure it would, because it's a very, very robust platform, but it's not something that I've ever set up. So I've got to be completely honest with you here. I'm not going to lie. I don't know, but they actually have a very good help platform in there. And it's just a search bar, you search in there, and all you need to do is put in Zip Pay or Afterpay, and a whole bunch of stuff will come up and it will help you. Yeah.
Thank you.
That's the best place to look for it. Probably at the moment, getting an actual person from Shopify to ask those questions. I'd go just for the search bar at the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Okay, so let me see. Marita. Oh no, that's there. Okay, so that was really full on, and it took an hour, and there was a hell of a lot of information. So thank you very much for sticking around. Like I said before.
Can I just ask one question?
Yes, please,
sorry.
please.
When it's all done, how do we eventually go live? So once it's all set up and I want to go, right, I want people to shop, then what do I do?
Yep, it will give you those instructions. Once you actually have to put in your credit card, and you have to put in your you have to put in a place where you're paying for it, and you've decided which which monthly payment you want.
Plan.
Yep, at the moment you can do $29 a month, but remember that is in American dollars. That's the cheapest one that you can do currently. Okay, so just think about, okay, is this actually going to work? But remember, you've got that 90 days. They won't let you start the 90 days until you've actually put in your plan. But fluff around with the site first, and then start your 90 days. And it will tell you where to click the live button.
Okay.
Yep. And then put it in my site, because I really want to see what you've done. Put it in the social media insights group so we can cheer you on and go, yay, you did it, well done, fantastic. Because if you haven't had any experience with this before, it can be very overwhelming, and I really, really get it. But we'll see. Yep. The other thing is, if you did want me to set you up a basic site, I can. So the only thing I can't do is put in all of your pictures and your prices and, you know, all that kind of stuff. So I'd be setting up the basics, and then you'd be putting in all your pictures. I'd be setting up all the legal stuff and the headlines and if you send me your logos and all that kind of stuff, I can set all of that stuff up. But it's setting up, putting in the pictures, which is the time consuming stuff. Yeah, but I can, what have I got here to tell you? Yeah, I can set up the basics if you want me to. So, what else? I haven't got anything else that I needed to tell you all about that. Like I said to Sarah before, you know, there's a fair bit else you can do with this. I've just told you the absolute basics, especially with the SEO stuff. But it's better to get it out there at the moment and then fluff it around with it later. It doesn't need to be perfect right now. But what does need to be perfect is your product description, your phone number, your links, and it needs to be branded so people know it's still you. It isn't some random, you know, hijacking you. So they still need to know that it is you, because your customers already trust you. So we need to continue that trust, especially now, whereas everyone's just a little bit nervous about everything. Okay, Sally Young says, thank you, my absolute pleasure. And so like I said, I will pop this onto my YouTube channel, and then I will pop it onto the Social Media Insights group, and you're welcome to share it around. All right. If anyone else has anything to say, just unmute. Actually,
thank you so much for all your time this morning.
Everyone. Yeah, my pleasure. My absolute pleasure. I love being an ex-school teacher. I do love doing all this kind of stuff. So my absolute pleasure. All right, so,
thank you. That was great.
No problem. I really, take deep breaths. We're all in this together. I had a client this morning tell me that she just lost $85,000 in bookings. So, just trying to think out of the box and keeping each other and supporting each other is really, really important. And there's some really good initiatives out there for that. All right, so best wishes.
Good luck, everyone.
If you need anything, and good luck.
Thank you so much. See you later.
Bye.
See you later.
Bye.
Thanks.
See ya.